So welcome to you and welcome to our online friends. Just a few things as logistically as we're getting started. Go ahead and switch me over to the slide. If you are at home, it's coming. She's a Mac girl. It's a Mac girl. There we go. Just a quick Teams tutorial. As you can see here, your menu bar at the top has all of the tools that you're going to need. If you would like to chat, we're all in the chat. We'll be able to communicate with you, put any questions that you have in the chat. We'll be able to respond to those. If you'd like to look at the view icon that's up there, that is the best place to click speaker view. So no matter who's speaking, it should populate at the top of your area there. And then if you have a question and we call on you, and we'll ask you to unmute your mic to be able to communicate with us. And then if you'd like to have your camera on or off, that's up to you. And if you have a question and you would like to speak that out verbally, please just raise your hand. Today you will have information overload, and we're excited that you're all here. If you're in the room, we have some interactive components, so have your phone ready. There are lots of QR codes. If you're at home, same thing. We'll expect you to join in and answer some questions for us. All right. As we're moving forward, I asked all of you to put your introduction on our Padlet here. And if you can pull that one over, Nicole, you'll see that we have so many of you have already put those up there, and they're at the bottom. Please look at that. You'll get to see the other students that are going to be connecting with you. We've already found two here that are both in academic libraries. They'll be in classes together, but most of you will be online. So it's nice to get to know those classmates that you have, and for our faculty to get to know you a little bit better. So please take some time to review that and see who you're in class with. We want to get to know you at a better level, more intimately. All right. Our next slide will also tell you, I believe, that when we're finished today, we will be breaking you out into your specific areas. So you will have 4 separate rooms. You can go to those rooms in person and virtually. We will explain that when we're finished today and go through that process. So if you have any detailed questions about your capstone, that's a good place to ask those questions because they will be different depending on your program area. One last thing I believe I have up here is the fact that we will be covering multiple things today. You will hear things that are for our general track folks who are maybe just not on a concentration. Our school library track, so Johnny, if you see anything SLMC, that's what that means, School Library Media. We also have our dual licensure track we will talk through, and our public library concentration, brand new. We'll hear about that and all those wonderful details today. You'll also hear about our Masters of Science in Instructional Technology and Design and the 077 licensure track, as well as certificate areas in instructional design, in 076 licensure, which is school libraries, and 077, which is instructional technology. So we're excited. All of those are going to be covered today. So make sure that you're really focusing on the part that applies to you. All right. Now, I think to get started, the meeting today, someone asked that question, should be till about 12. And that should include our breakouts. Depends on how quickly we can get up here and chat with you and connect with you. So we'll do that just as quickly as we can to still keep you engaged. Come on in. More the merrier. Or is this the welcome day? This is welcome day for library science.
I got so turned around.
No, you're fine. So what we will be covering today, we're going to kind of blend a lot of our introductions of our faculty in, because you may have faculty from all different areas. So we'd like you to get to meet them in person, get to know them a little bit better. So we will have faculty introductions, and kind of mixed in, we have Marshall that's going to talk to us from LISA. That's our student organization. We will have important dates that we're sharing with you, as well as capstone information and information about social media. So all of those things will be put together today into hopefully a format you can get the content that you need to apply as you're moving forward into the program. Great. Now, welcome. I am not, on the next slide, I am not Lisa O'Connor. That is the chair of our department. She is unfortunately not feeling well today, but she has asked me to come in and welcome you and let you know that she's very glad that you're here. She is a wonderful leader for our program. I think all of us can tell you that. She has really a good overview and thought process and wants to make sure that you feel successful in our program. So if you have any issues, first off, go to your advisor. That's who is there to support you and help you. But secondly, she's always there to help you. You will see her at our town halls. You will see her at several of our events that we have in the program. And you'll enjoy getting to meet her when you get to see her in person. All right. Now, the next piece that you have are our wonderful faculty. I work with some of the most amazing people, I think, in the profession, and I'm so proud to work with all of these wonderful people. And so you're going to hear from them. You'll hear their focus area. You'll hear a little bit about their research and the courses that they're teaching so that you can apply that to what you're working on. Okay? I think first off, we'll have Greg to come up and introduce himself.
Hi everyone, I'm Greg. I'm the admin for the department. So I do a lot of things behind the scenes, but I'm a good point of contact. If you don't know who else to get in touch with about a problem, you can email me. You'll see my email multiple times today, and I can point you in the right direction if I don't know the answer myself. Welcome, and hope you have a great year.
Good night.
Morning. Hello to everyone here and online. I'm going to keep this very brief because you're going to get a lot of me this morning. So, Dr. Joanna DePold, I am a clinical member of the faculty. I teach primarily in the core classes. I've gotten to meet a lot of you already through the admissions process. So, as the graduate program coordinator or director, I am involved in admissions as well. So, hello to those of you that have already met and had an interaction with, maybe at an information session. But I have read all of your admissions material, so I've had at least a surface level welcome for all of you. But again, I'll be back up again multiple times throughout the program. So right now, I'll just say welcome.
Do you have goats now?
Goats. No.
What is beside you?
Puppies.
Puppies.
Two puppies, yes, who are now 3 years old. That's the, not the date of the puppy.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are my, if you take a class with me, there's a better than average chance the office assistants will appear. The two Boston Terriers. And of course, I do a lot of the tabling at different conferences as part of, outreach. Welcome. Gremlins is also appropriate.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Leticia Velez. I will see several of you because I teach one of the core classes, Information and Inquiry. I also teach Information Literacy and Tech, Equity, and Society. My research interests are in equity, diversity, and inclusion and critical race theory. And right now I am working on an IMLS funded grant project that is looking at the ways in which library and information science discusses people of Latino and Hispanic origin. But I am also the LISA advisor, so I might get to know some of you that way as well. And LISA is the Library and Information Science Student Association. I highly recommend joining LISA. My main thing here is to plug LISA. So I highly recommend joining LISA because as an online program, it can be very difficult to kind of build that sense of community and also to get to know things like with professors, other students like, and those kinds of things that you need to talk amongst yourselves about. Also, LISA is an association that provides other kinds of help with career planning or help getting to know the research interests of more faculty. They provide programming and those kinds of things. they are, most semesters, the officers will rotate off. So it's also an opportunity to get some leadership and that sort of thing while you are in the program. So I highly, highly recommend joining the professional association. It's free. It's not like you have to do anything for it. And the meetings have historically been online because we're mostly an online program. So it's pretty easy to join. So I want to actually introduce the next person who is coming up, who will be talking more about LISA, who I met randomly in an alcove this morning looking for the room. Marshall's going to talk a little bit to you more about LISA, what might be coming up.
Yes, hello. My name is Marshall. I'm a final semester MLIS student. So LISA is a great organization, historically a part of the American Library Association's kind of direct connection to the library schools are these student associations. It is, as we had talked about, a great way to meet your fellow classmates outside of a classroom setting. Classroom settings feel very formal because they are very formal. They are classrooms, right? But this is a great way to interact, get to know each other. We come from all over the state, even all over the country. And so when we do that online, it's kind of hard to build that sense of community. So LISA is a great way to do that. It's also a great way to get involved in your education. So we hold town hall meetings semi-regularly to get to experience this program in a different way. You are going to be in classes with each other, but this is also a sense of professional associating with each other as well. We hold a career day, so we bring in different people, talk about their careers. And also we have officer positions. This is a great opportunity to boost your resume. If you've never held a leadership position, or it's been 20 years since you've held a leadership position, whatever that may be, one of the things I do suggest is getting involved with LISA at a leadership level. For example, I am the co-VP. However, as I said, I am a final semester student. So that is one more position that will be opening up. And so we are in need of positions. We'll send out an email to you all about how to get involved in LISA, what ways to get involved, how to get involved in those leadership positions. We'll send out an email later on. But becoming an officer is a great opportunity to become involved in your education. And I believe that is all for me. We are working on social media and stuff like that. So as we talk about that later on, we would love for you to get involved in that as well.
I was also, as Dr. Capuso is coming up, I was also, as an alum, a member of LISA. So I always found it to be one of the nice ways to connect with my peers.
Morning, everybody. I'm Sonia Archer Capuso. I'm fine with you guys calling me Sonia or Dr. Sonia. Dr. Archer is fine too, if you don't want to go into all of that. It's a lot of names. I teach the information organization type classes for the program, cataloging, classification. I also teach music librarianship every couple of years. I do have two adorable corgis who, if you're in a class with me, you will probably hear. You may not see, but you probably will hear them. It's amazing how loud they can be. I used to be a professional musician. Now I have changed careers. But here I am. I am the practicum liaison for the program. So if you decide you want to take a practicum, which is LAS 691, you can do that for the general track. Let me be clear. I'm general track. So school library, go to sleep for a minute. General track, if you want to take 691, the practicum, you can do that anytime after you've taken LIS 600 and get field experience. And I can help you find a site for that. I can also help you find a site for your capstone. Your first point of entry for any of that should be your advisor, because you need to talk to them about what you want to accomplish, where you are, what you want to do with your degree, what experience you need. Then you come to me and say, I live in X place and want to work in X kind of library, and we work to find something. So please come to me for that stuff. Also, they didn't tell me to talk about this, but starting now, the program has a certificate in information organization, which I'm not sure any other school in the country has. So if you're interested in cataloging, metadata, any type of organization, we have a focused program for you to potentially do that. You can email me about that and we can talk through it. Once you've taken LIS 640, you can get into that program and zip on through and have a certificate. Thanks, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mike Crumpton. I just recently retired as the Dean of the Libraries there at UNCG, and it's under construction if you're on campus and you've seen it, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But I teach in the program and have been for a long time. I'm one of the instructors for the Management and Administrator course and the Academic Library course, which I have a image of the book cover because it's being published in September, so it's new. There's a lot of contributors on this faculty and colleagues around that I know that's been part of this. So if you are on the academic track, we do the academic course in the spring, and please let me know if you have any questions about it. I'm a past president of the North Carolina Library Association, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. And then we have an institutional repository, which myself and others within this program, other faculty, have their works. So you can go into that Digital Greensboro website and search for us and see what some of the scholarly materials have been made available. The other book covers on the other side there are previous publications. I also have experience in community colleges. So if you're interested in a community college position, let me know and I can hook you up with some folks. So on the next slide, you'll have a LibGuide that's connected to your Canvas site. The Amy Harris Hulk, who is pictured there as the current interim dean while they search for a new dean. She's a great resource, and she's put this together with a lot of great resources for you to use while you're in the program. Next slide. There's a little bit about the renovation. There's a link there that'll take you to the information that we've got on the website. It's still got a ways to go. It's not expected to be finished until 2028. Right now, they're working on the tower, and then they will transition over to the 50s building. But they're doing a great job, and it's going to be a great asset to the campus. So you can sign up for updates on that link there and get an update whenever they do something significant, like tear out windows, walls, and things like that. So it's going to be a pretty cool thing. Back to NCLA, I do want to talk about and kind of adding to what Marshall said. Your professional associations are very, very important. LISA is a good way to get started, but what you really want to do is get involved in something that's going to be long-term also. So right now, ALA and NCLA has a joint membership program, so you can follow that link in there, and it's very affordable while you're a student, and it's worth it. It's like $46 to become a member of both of those. And that's a good way to understand a broad concept of what this profession's all about. The NCLA conference is biennial, and the next one's coming up next October over in Greenville. And so that's perfect timing for you guys just starting the program to get involved. And there's a lot of opportunities there to get involved with NCLA. So please consider that. UNCG has always, both students and faculty perspective, been very involved in NCLA, and there's a lot of different interest groups, committees, sections, and things like that. But if you have any questions about any of that, please let me know. I'd be glad to help. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Mike. We just had someone in the notes also just put a question about, can we access any of this content that we're sharing on our screens today? And the answer is yes, we have everything you need. So if you're in the room, you've got the QR code that you can scan and be able to access this now. If you are in our online audience, then you'll be able to either scan the screen as well, but we will also put that in the chat. So you'll have that. So if you'll bring that up for me, Nicole. We've tried to put everything today in one place. So what you'll notice here is in the first column, we have links to everything that we're going to be sharing today. So if we share this as a whole group, you have one thing in one place. So you don't have to go through the PowerPoint and pull out those links. We have those for you. We also want to talk to you about your technology recommendations. So first off, please, I can't tell you enough, have a quality, dependable might be a better word, laptop with a webcam and some type of mic, because in an online synchronous program, we don't want to do all the talking. We expect to hear from you. We'll be putting you in small groups. We want you to talk with each other. So having a dependable technology is very important. So we've listed all of the things here that you need to have to feel and be confident as you're moving forward into the program. The other thing that you will see here are notifications, how to set those up appropriately. Canvas is our learning management system for the program, and we have there the opportunity for you to have alerts. If your professors put an announcement in their Canvas shell and you want to get that quickly and you're not checking Canvas, then set up your alerts to get all those notifications to come to your email, or be notified once a week. I wouldn't do that with announcements. I would probably think they're important. The instructions for how to set those up are all going to be right there under that different component. You're also going to hear today information about the capstone. We have that linked here in the next category. Any resources that we cover are going to be in the next piece, as well as our introductions to all of our faculty. This will link you to their directory page that we talked about yesterday in our retreat. Needs to be updated. So many of them, if nothing else, you'll definitely get their contact information if you'd like to email them. As well as our resources, Marshall, for LISA. We have all of those resources there. They are in the process of updating some of their web resources and content, but if you'd like to be able to communicate with them and connect with them, you can. We've also listed professional organizations. You're going to be hearing today about many of those. You've just heard about NCLA, that was the wrong one, from Mike, and you'll be hearing about several others today from Dr. Post, from Dr. Dawkins. And so if you're interested in joining any of those, I encourage it. You heard Dr. Crumpton or Mr. Crumpton talk about that and understand that you can get kind of a better rate as a student. So it's a good opportunity to get involved. And then we have other information as far as technology, contact information, and scholarship information if there is any that will affect us this semester. Okay. Now, let's kind of dive into just a few things. I think everybody knows what's the one thing you needed to get from that. What do you need to bring to class with you next week? Laptop with a good webcam, and let's have a mic. Okay, if you've got that, we're happy. We're happy. That's the main thing you needed from that. Go back to that presentation. All right. Next on our list to talk to you about is the one page that we suggest you get connected with pretty quickly. It has the tools that you're going to need to help you as an online student in that area. And I think if you click, they will circle. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah. The first one there, if you go to ispartan.uncg.edu, the first four are the main ones you will use as students in the LIS program or MSITD. The first one is Canvas. That's our learning management system. The second one is your email, right? Make sure you're connected to your Outlook email. That is where we will communicate with you. And we are supposed to only communicate with you through your UNCG email. So that's the one we're going to do that. So if you don't check it, you're not going to get that information. UNC Genie is the kind of old banner system that's you can get all of your student information about. It's also the place that I personally recommend you can register for courses. Don't do Schedule Hero. That's what I was thinking. Schedule Hero is not really set up, I don't think, for graduate students. It's really more for our undergraduate programs. So I would go through UNC Genie to do that, and you'll go to the student area, and your advisor can answer any questions about that if you have them. So definitely the first four places I would go. The others are really meant for our undergraduate programs. Okay. You also can access Office 365 for free. Have that on your computer. The resources for that will be in that main Padlet that I shared earlier. So if you're interested in having that, downloading that, and accessing those resources, make sure that you look at that Padlet to be able to get that information. Also, Teams support. The majority of your faculty will be teaching through Teams. And so if you have questions about that, if you're not sure how to join the class, if you have any information that you need to get started, you can use and connect with Six Tech and the training resources that they have provided for you. Now, there will be some professors who choose not to use Teams, and they will communicate with you individually. And so make sure you're listening and watching your Canvas shell for any announcements and for any emails from your professors regarding how to join and connect. Make sense? Now, let's hear from you a little bit. We want to know how many of us that are here today, what areas you're interested in. So if you're in the class, scan the QR code. If you're at home, you can do the same thing. But we're looking to hear, what is your area of interest? Are you interested in academic libraries? You can bring that up, Nicole, so I can see our options here. And you can also go to the first slide over here on the left and push start presentation. Thank you. Let's see, so we're looking for academic libraries, public libraries, school, specialty libraries and archives, instructional technology and design. I'm not sure. What did I put the QR code back up? Oh. There you go. So let's see. Looks like we have quite a few in the school library area. You'll meet your whole team here today in person. We have quite a few archives. Dr. Post, you've got some friends. Got some friends today. Instructional design, instructional technology. You will meet Dr. Shanley today. She'll talk about that program, her and Dr. Nadir. Academic libraries, public libraries. We have a few of you here, both in person and online. So nobody should feel alone. There are other people just like you, either in this room or in our virtual room. So we look forward to hearing more about this. And we'll be using this again. So keep your phones handy. I'll be talking through that as we go today. All right. We have Dr. Lindstrom. Let's see, I know he was out of town this week. Let's see if he joined us virtually. He's not in the room. Anyone want to volunteer? How about you? You're next on the list. Would you like to introduce Dr. Lindstrom? I don't want to do all the talking. She's like, great.
I know, right? It's fine.
You also get to talk about the concentration.
I do.
You do.
All right. Hello, everyone. I don't know if I'm on. Oh, there I am. Okay. So Noah, Dr. Noah Lindstrom is, he kind of created the public library concentration. He is interested in community work, public libraries, and continuity and change. He teaches foundations of LIS, community informatics, leadership and management, change and project management. And then the professional organizations that he's a part of is the Association for Rural and Small Libraries. He's done a lot of research around that. Public Library Association and the North Carolina Library Association. A little bit about the public library concentration. Very similar to the other concentrations, we specifically talk about public libraries. So if you're interested in working with the public and figuring out the different avenues to get to that specific field of study, our concentration is where to go. I myself personally have 21 years of experience in public library concentration. A lot of people think that there's only one track. You either become a children's librarian or adult librarian, but as you will learn if you join our concentration, that there are actually multiple things that you could do in public librarianship. And I do think that out of all the librarianships, it's probably the most flexible in terms of figuring out like what you really want to do, because if you go into public librarianship, you could end up in archives, right? You can end up working with tweens or teens, which are my favorite group of people. And you could also end up working in like a music area. You can end up working and management and administration. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can also do a lot of partnerships with schools or with museums instead of working directly in those. But if you do want to know more about this concentration specifically, we also do brown bag conversations bi-monthly. So if you're interested in learning about the different types of librarianship in public libraries, different issues in public libraries, just to kind of still figure out if you want to do that. We also do those as well. And if you want to learn more, you can go to our website, which is gouncg.edu public. There's a little arrow. And when you click on it, it drops down and shows you all the classes that you need to take in order to fulfill that concentration. And then you get, somebody said it over here, a little certificate at the end that says, hey, you can do public library concentration. So.
You mentioned that the concentration ensures that you get the public certification for North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. What she said. So you do automatically get public certification for North Carolina, but that doesn't limit you to North Carolina as well. So I want to be very clear about that. We've had students that ended up working in like California, which is really far away, on the other end, in other cities. We've even had a couple go to other countries. So anything is possible. All right, so about me, yay. All right, so I am Dr. Faith Rice. A lot of my students love to call me Dr. Faith because of the fun connotation around like faith and being a doctor. You get it? No. But I am okay with Dr. Faith, Dr. Rice, professor, whatever you feel comfortable with. I have a MLIS, and a PhD from Dominican University. I am originally from Chicago, born and raised. I also have a lot of history in education. I am a former teacher, turned librarian, turned professor. So if you're interested in that track and how that worked out, let me know. And my areas of interest and expertise, again, 21 years in public libraries. I have been working with young people since I was a young person. So I have a good 20 years of working with youth. So serving children and young adults is my specialty, youth information, behavior, media literacy and youth. And then trauma-informed work. I launched an entire citywide program in Chicago around trauma-informed work with youth. So if you're interested in that, Also, feel free to touch bases with me. On a more personal level, interesting facts about me. I am a published spoken word poet in my other life. I'm also a dog mom. Her name is Star. She's old, but she's beautiful. And I am a boy mom. I have two little boys, 6 and 9, Lucian and Gabe. Fun fact, they're both named after my favorite characters in Supernatural. All right. And I am enamored with YA Lit. I read it without anybody telling me to. And I love bullet journaling. Definitely an analog person. I do not like digital stuff, even though I study digital stuff. So, and that's all about me. Who's next? Thank you.
And we have Haley.
Yay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Kaylee Reyna. I go by Dr. Reyna, and it's so wonderful to be here, and it's going to be an honor to work with you. It's exciting. Librarianship is so exciting. No matter where you go into the career, you can be your own unique self. So be yourself in your courses, and we're just so excited to get to know you. So I am in the public library concentration, but I also am a Jill of all trades in terms of courses. So who knows where you'll see me next. As you can see, I have a long list of courses, and I need to add one more. I am now doing the community informatics this semester. So very excited to get to know you. I can tell you a whole bunch of different things about public librarianship, about management, leadership, all the above. But most importantly, I'm here to work with you. I'm here to make sure that you have a wonderful time in librarianship. Hi, folks.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Colin Post. I am an assistant professor here and teach primarily in the archives and special collections areas. I also teach one of the core classes, information organization. So you might see me here, there, or not everywhere, but those two places. So yeah, I teach about and do research on all of the things other than like published books that libraries collect. So comics, flyers, themes, and then digital culture like web archives and video games. So all the things that libraries collect that are other than books. And I'm currently doing research on how libraries collect and preserve digital video games. And I'll be recruiting some students to help me with a virtual conference that I'm hosting this October. So be on the lookout for an email about that in the next few weeks on that topic. And professional organizations. So archivists also have professional organizations alongside the kind of equivalent to ALA. So the Society of American Archivists is the national level organization. And then at the state level, we have the Society of North Carolina Archivists. And for folks that are in other states, there are similar state level regional archival organizations as well. It is $10 as a student to join Society of North Carolina Archivists. That's a really awesome deal. Every spring, April, May, they host an annual conference somewhere in the state of North Carolina. I'm not sure where the 2027 one is yet, but last year was in Charlotte. And then SAA is a little bit more expensive. It's $75 a year for students. But both are really good organizations to be a part of, and especially the North Carolina organization, because it's really cheap and really accessible, and you get connected with archivists all around the state. Yeah, so if you have any questions about archives, special collections, you can reach out. Yeah.
Welcome to the class. I'm just preparing my classes, so my apologies. Welcome to the program. My name is Fatih Ögus. I'm a faculty member in the program. I primarily teach some of our technology-intensive courses, emerging technologies, metadata, digital libraries. Again, all of these courses primarily focus on how to collect, organize, and preserve information. My research focuses on professional identity development of information professionals, basically It looks at how we see ourselves, how we are perceived by others as members of this community. And I am in the process of writing my manuscript about the validated scale, which basically looks at how competences our values and shape are shaped over a period of our careers. Thank you.
Okay, so this is part of the presentation where we give you important information and try not make it like a total snooze fest. It is important to know how to sign up for notifications within Canvas. Tammy's already touched on that briefly, but Canvas is one of the mediums that we will be communicating with you regularly. So it is important that you have it set up as a tool that will work for you. And that means making sure that you've got the notification set up the way you want it. As Tammy mentioned earlier, it might be important to set the notifications that you do get announcements as they are posted in your courses sent to you. Other notifications, and there's a whole list that you can adjust once you get into that part of Canvas, just again, to make it work for you. So make sure that if we are trying to communicate with you, that you are able to receive the information. So, and we are primarily going to communicate with you either through Outlook or Canvas, Teams as well. But Outlook, Canvas, Teams, I think that's how we would rank them. So make sure you get your notifications set up. All right. This is where I have to put on my graduate program director hat and start to tell you a few things which are important, but hopefully you won't have to run into them. So when it comes to the academic calendar, all institutions have what we call a drop add period the first week of the semester where you can adjust your schedule. You get a chance to sit in each one of your classes and decide whether or not you're going to keep it. And if you drop, you need to drop before next Monday, the 24th, right? So not the following Monday, right? Monday the 24th, you have to make a decision about whether or not you're going to keep or add a class for this semester. Then the schedule is locked. So you can make those decisions up until the 24th without any financial penalty. That being said, with the new financial aid guidelines, if you go from part-time to full-time status, that could change. I'll circle back to that. So you have until the 24th to adjust your schedule. After that, we enter what they call a W or withdrawal period, where you can still withdraw from a course if needed up until October 23rd, but there you will not get a full tuition refund. It'll be prorated based on when you make the request. So you can withdraw. Hopefully, if you reach that sort of point in your progress, you're having a conversation with your advisor before you make that decision, or with me because I'm your advisor. But if you need to make that choice, it's preferable you do it before October 23rd. You will get a W on your transcript, and depending on where you are between August 24th and October 23rd, you might get a partial tuition refund. W's are benign on your transcript, but if you get too many of them, it will impact your academic progress. So after October 23rd, if you run into some trouble and you might need to drop a course, first of all, you need to talk to your advisor. Make sure your advisor is aware of what's going on so you can make that decision together. There is a path after the 23rd where we can make an argument for dropping you under extenuating circumstances, which would avoid putting the WF on your record. But you need to talk to me, you need to talk to your advisor if that's the situation that you find yourself in. If you just go in and pull yourself out of the class, you're going to get a WF on your transcript after October 23rd, and that will count as an F in regards to your academic progress. So I think what I'm trying to underscore here with this information is when in doubt, talk to your advisor. Reach out to your advisor, reach out to me if you find yourself in any sort of situation that might require you from withdrawing from a course rather than completing it. Any questions about that? So the fifth bullet point on this slide is a fairly new policy, and it's important, I think, at the graduate level for you all to be aware of it. I'm not trying to scare you all. It's just it's a policy that you need to be aware of. So as far as the graduate school is concerned, any grade below a B is not considered satisfactory academic progress. and that includes B minuses. So any, 3 grades of B minus or below are going to get you in trouble. The 2 grades of F or U are really going to get you in trouble. So we try to avoid these scenarios by sharing the information up front with you. And again, encouraging you to talk to your advisor and or myself if you find yourself drifting toward that scenario. Okay? We can't help you remediate any challenges that you're encountering if we aren't aware of them. So make sure you communicate with us if you're running into any situation that's going to negatively impact your academic progress so that we can work with you to design a personal plan for success. But the takeaway here is a B minus, it doesn't cut it. Okay, so B minus is not considered a good grade as far as the graduate school is concerned. Any questions about that? I'm the fun one. Right? I can bring all the fun stuff. This is kind of fun, sort of fun. Before I start really rattling on about First Day Complete, I just want to preface this by saying I was an academic librarian for 15 years. I heart books. Books are cool. I like books. I don't like students paying for access to books that they need not pay for. Okay. So the First Day Complete program is a digital textbook loan initiative. Barnes & Noble and UNCG, if you got any other. It is a loan program. So you are automatically enrolled every semester into First Day Complete. You can choose to opt out. I'm standing here before you now recommending you do so. So First Day Complete makes sense for a lot of different programs here at UNCG. Think undergrad sciences, right? Where one textbook might be $500. That makes sense. Of our program, it doesn't make sense to pay that fee. The majority of our books are either available through Jackson's e-collection or your instructors work to make them available to you through open access materials. So you do not have to pay this fee. It's $63 a class right now. You can save it. There should be a tile within UNCG that you can go to, click on, opt out of First Day Complete. Save yourself the money. Again, it's a textbook rental and it's digital. So if it works for you, stay in. I'm recommending that you opt out. You have until August 31st to do so, and your student account will adjust accordingly. Now they're going to put you back in. They put all the students back in every semester. So you have to opt out at the beginning of every semester. If you want to save the money, you've got to opt out at the beginning of every semester. I don't make the rules. Questions about First Day Complete? I think most of you took care of this. I don't remember seeing too many of this coming up during the admissions process, but you do want to make sure that your residency is confirmed, that you've got that number and it's part of your admissions packet. It makes a big difference in the amount of tuition you'll be charged, which is why we bring it up again here at Welcome Day. So just confirm, you make sure you've got your residency number, it's part of your packet. If you have any issues with that, reach out to me and let me know so that I can help sort that out. Same thing with campus designation. So when you went through your admissions application to the program, you had to choose online or Greensboro campus. At this point, unless you have a need that would require you to be a Greensboro campus student, so if you need health insurance, if you're an international student, those sorts of things, those are really the only reasons that you would keep the Greensboro designation on your record. Even GAs, you don't have to be a Greensboro campus. You can be an online student. And there's a difference in fees. So it's less expensive to be an online student. So if you are still designated as a Greensboro campus student on your record, you might want to take the time to go to the graduate student request form and just request that you change to the online. It's not going to change anything about your experience here. It will just change the amount of money that the institution charges you for the experience. So any questions about your campus designation? All right. So this is, when in doubt, reach out list. If you're having trouble with you can always start with your advisor or me. As a good former academic librarian, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to get you to the person that does. But when it comes to trouble with Banner, or you don't do the schedule hero thing, please don't. But if you're having trouble dropping or adding, that's a registrar issue. Financial aid, if you have any questions about your bill, your award, things like that, it's the financial aid department. Now, I will step out of my lane just a little bit right now, just as a reminder to you all of the changes that have been passed down to us now in regards to federal financial aid. Whether or not you're full-time or half-time, part-time in the system is going to impact the amount of money you can borrow. Now, as a part-time student, 2 classes in this program, you still can borrow enough to cover your tuition. But you might run into issues if you're trying to borrow more than that. Out of my lane, okay? So this is just a heads up. If you have any questions, go to the financial aid department. But if you adjust your schedule during the semester, we talked about dropping classes, and that moves you from full-time to part-time. That could impact your access to financial aid for the coming semester. Broad overview, out of my lane, clear questions, go to financial aid department. Just trying to make you aware that those changes are now implemented. That was legislated last year. Otherwise, when in doubt, you can reach out to me, but the graduate school has a form in place for a lot of different requests that you might need to make at some point during your time in the program. If you need to take a leave of absence, if you need to add or drop a concentration, it's probably the 2 most common that you use the form for. Talk to your advisor, talk to me, we'll get you the form so that you can make that request at the graduate. When in doubt, I'm your person. All right, so any questions over all that boring but informative stuff that I just rattled on about? Yeah.
It's kind of a tangent question, but with the new certificate for cataloging, can we add that to a concentration?
Yes, so you can do the certificate as part of your MLIS, right? So you have to take 12 classes for the MLIS, 6 are core and 6 are elective, but the certificate fits into the elective choice.
Perfectly into the
elective choice. So you can add it and have both credentials in 12 classes. Right, back to you all. You got your QR code. So we want to hear how many years of experience you have already or not at all. I personally got started in the libraries with only experience as patron. And look where I am today.
I still need the QR code.
Also try using the code on the top.
It's always an interesting question, y'all, because there's always a variety of experience with an incoming class of students, right? Like I said, there's those of us that started with 0. And there's folks that feel like they've been doing this forever. So it's not a requirement that you have experience, obviously, to join the program, but it's always interesting to see what walks of life, folks are coming from.
No, normally I like to say there's nobody alone, but we have somebody alone there at 6 to 10. But we can say they have experience. We're missing some people.
All right, I'll be back.
And with that,
No, I'm not very good at opening up.
Well, I thought I was first, you're first.
fine.
Hello, here, heckle you.
That's fine. Not the first or the last. Hi there. My name's Heather Moorfield Lang, and I am predominantly an advisor for school librarianship. I teach the school library management class. I teach storytelling. I teach maker spaces, and I teach and design the technology introduction course 653, which isn't a core, but it might as well be kind of situation. So I have a lot of different people. 635. Sorry. I teach 653 and 635. Has there ever been an email that's gone to the wrong group? Yes. I worked really hard for that not to be the case. This is my 30th year in education. And so first I was a theater teacher, Then I was a school librarian, all middle school, 11 years of middle school. Then I moved into academic librarianship, and then I moved into teaching librarians. So that's my journey here. I work in maker spaces. I do a lot with research and technology. I do a lot with accessibility, especially in online courses. And yeah, that's about it. For me, I got my doctorate at Chapel Hill. I am from Greensboro, but I moved away for a while and came back. And now I'm never leaving. So, but that's me. I might be working with some of you this semester. I'm sure I will see many of you at some point. And welcome to the program.
Hi, everyone. I'm April Dawkins. I teach primarily in school librarianship, but I also teach materials for adolescents, which is our materials for young adults and teens. My background is as a classroom teacher first, and I taught social studies, history, psychology, things like that. And then I became a high school librarian for a long time, and then I went back and got my doctorate and came to UNCG, and this is my 10th year at UNCG, which is hard to believe. I also research in the areas of school libraries like standards and preparation of school librarians, intellectual freedom and access and equity issues in school libraries, censorship in particular, which has been a hot button topic the last few years, which I never expected when I was doing my dissertation. I expected there to be sporadic, but I didn't expect it to be widespread. So I also research a lot about selection and reconsideration policies development, how they're implemented. And then I'm currently working with a student on that revisitation of policies across the country to see how they have changed in the wake of all these challenges. So I include this link here because this is the reading list for my 618 class. It gets updated every fall and spring. I also teach it in summer, or it will at least be offered in the summer. It may not be me. That's where that reading list is. Just for those of you who are YA lit junkies, you can go there too. I want to talk a little bit about professional organizations. So I'm a past president of the North Carolina School Library Media Association. We're actually two separate associations in North Carolina. That's not true in every state. So for those of you online, if you're not in North Carolina, you'll just need to figure out, which association best fits your areas of interest. So it really just, like Texas is a massive organization that their school librarians is a section nestled under the Texas Library Association. North Carolina, we're separate. They're great rates for student members. Their conference, the NorthCon conference, is every fall, and this year it's the middle of October, and it's in Concord, North Carolina. I'm also currently the president of the American Association of School Librarians, which each state is a chapter of. And ASL also has a student member rate. And if you're interested in that and interested in getting involved, because we have quite a few, 5 or 6 students right now who are serving on committees at ASL. And so it's a great time to get involved because I can get you in. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. And this is Basil, a very dignified cat, who is now on permanent loan to my parents because their cat passed away, and I'm doing a lot of traveling this year. And so he is living with them right now. But I look forward to, I didn't explain this icon. So this icon, ReadCon, is right here. It can be found at readcon.info, but this is a suite of professional development tools about connecting with your community to advocate for libraries and to defend intellectual freedom. It's funded by an IMLS grant that I work with folks from Iowa and South Carolina. So I look forward to getting to know all of you and hope to see you in class, and hope you have a great journey here.
Back. This time I'm actually going to tell you who I am. I should have done that at the beginning. Sorry about that.
But my name is Tammy Gruber, and I come to you as well. I'm part of our school library team. We have, I count myself privileged to work with such great colleagues. But I bring a lot of experience to the table as well. So as a classroom teacher for 8 years, moved into the school library, which was the best decision I've ever made, and worked at the district level for 10 years before I came here to UNCG. So as well as Karen, she worked for Winston-Salem Forsyth. You'll meet her next. But we can bring lots of information to the table to help with not only what it's like to be a school librarian in the world we live in today, but also how to support you as you're looking for positions, right? What does that look like? What does the licensure process look like? So I'm also the school library program coordinator. So I will help walk you through everything licensure. So if you have questions, what does that look like? How can I qualify? If I've not been in education before, we can answer that. NCDPI also comes with quite a few required courses that you must take, which doesn't leave you a lot of elective opportunities. So we walk you through that so you don't take things that won't help you toward that 36 credits. We don't want you to end up with 52 when you don't want to. That's a lot of money. They also get public library certificates. Through the school library, thank you, Dr. Dawkins. Through the school library program requirements, you not only have a wonderful NLIS from an ALA accredited university, we've just gone through accreditation. You should have said that earlier. With wonderful reviews. But we also, through the required coursework, you will be eligible for your public library certification and a K-12 educator license. So you kind of get all of those boxes checked as you come through these required courses through NCDPI. But in that, in the summer, I get to teach children's lit. Karen will talk about that a little bit more as she's there. That's one of my fun classes, a little stress relief there. But we also look at inquiry-based learning and lesson plan design as we're looking at the curriculum through the eyes of a school librarian, how we can engage the learner in that impact. And 693I will be your practicum person. So in the school library world through K-12, we call your capstone course your practicum. That is where you are going to be finalizing. And I would say that's kind of like in educator terms, those would be your student teaching opportunity. You're in a school, you may be hired. 95% of our students who are in the school library track are hired before the 18 credits or after. Sometimes more, sometimes it's 100%. So I'm excited to get to meet with you. I'm excited to get to know you. One of the best things about our program is that it is synchronous. So we not only see you on a spreadsheet and in our classes, but we see you virtually weekly. And we're excited about that. That's one of, I think, the advantages of our program. So I'm excited to get to know you. And I'm also the associate chair of the program. So that's why you've seen me so much prior to this. So if you have any questions, if you don't know where to go, as Dr. Holt said earlier, we're your person. We may not know the answer, but we can know who to contact to get you there. So welcome. Very glad to have you here. And I look forward to talking with you in our breakouts.
Good morning. My name is Karen Meyer. I am first kind of like in a split position. I'm the director of the Teaching Resources Center here at UNCG. It's upstairs on the 3rd floor if you're here in person. I am happy to open it up for a little bit for you to come take a look at it. It is a model school library that has a collection actually from birth through 12th grade with some professional resources for students as well. It is available for all students. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? I'm talking about here. It's on the next slide. Anyhow, the TRC is available for you, and I'll come back to it. For me, there you go. Okay, you can go back and forth. I didn't introduce myself. Anyhow, resources are available for you. Books can be shipped to you if you're more than 20 miles away. We will ship them to you. It's free both directions to ship to you and to come back. Reach out via email to me or to the TRC at that email, my email or the TRC email. Either one comes to me. And we'll make sure we get those books to you. That is really helpful if you're taking materials for children, which I also teach and love to teach with Tammy. And then the materials for young adults, I purchased those books that are on Dr. Dawkins' list. So just back up to my slides that I should have started with. So I gave a little bit, have a background, elementary school teacher, then I was an elementary school librarian, and then a high school librarian. And then I was the director of library media services in Winston-Salem for Scythe before I came here a couple of years ago. There again, best move of my life was to come here. It's been fabulous being here. I teach materials for children. This semester I'll also be teaching for the first time, teaching the introduction to technology. So lots of fun. Did we have a slide on the design studio too? I'm just a jumbled mess this morning. Across the hall from the TRC is our self-design studio, which is in Makerspace. It is a fabulous makerspace. It is run by Matt Fisher. His GA is here today, who is also, do what?
I'm in the picture.
Oh, Johnny, I didn't the picture.
I am. I'm right in the front with the brown hair.
Oh, God, I recognize you without pink hair. So Johnny is also was an undergrad here and just graduated. Telling too much about you. But he is working in the design studio as the graduate assistant, but is also an LIS student. So we're super excited to have him. I mean, the design studio, if you're ever in the area, it's open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And come by and take a look at it. It's Makerspace. If you're ever interested in Makerspace, there are so many things that you can do in there and design and just play around. There's all kinds of equipment, a 3D printer, a laser printer, a Cricut machine, and then all kinds of just consumable stuff and reused goods. So come by, take a look at it, have a chat with Matt Fisher, who has been running it, I think, since it opened in 2014. He's been running it for a while, but it's a fabulous space, especially if you're a creative mind.
I'll be brief this time, okay? So it always feels a little almost awkward to come to a welcome day where you all are fresh and new and you haven't even sat in your first class yet and talk about your capstone. But it's an important component of the degree, all the degrees. And it's important, I bring it up now because it's important to start planning. Start thinking ahead, start having the conversation with your advisor. So every path through the MLIS and the instructional design degree has an experiential learning component. I'll throw another term in. So experiential learning, field experience, practicum, all means the same thing, hands-on experience in your final semester, in the capstone course. Okay. So what that looks like is going to be determined by a couple of different factors. One, your path, right? School media, you're going to be in a school media center for your experience. For the rest of you, you've got some choice, except for public libraries. You will be in a public library for your experience, either as a project or, an internship. So it's important to start thinking now, especially if you're general track, what you would like that experience to look like. We aren't going to craft it for you per se, but you can craft it through conversations with your advisor, conversations with your classmates. What would you like that experience to look like? So once you have a vision of it, if you still don't have a way to push it forward, that's where Dr. Archer Capuzzo might be able to help once you've got your vision. But crafting that vision should be a conversation with your advisor, and it can start the first meeting. It should start the first meeting. So by the time you're halfway through the program, you kind of started to crystallize what you want to do, and then can avail yourself on the resources to make it happen. So the semester, your second to last semester of the program, that's when you do all the final planning for your capstone. You identify what you're going to do, where you're going to do it. You write your proposal or your goal statement that are necessary in order to be registered. That work happens in the semester before, so that in your final semester, you can do the work and you can also put together your e-portfolio. So your final product in the program, and this is no matter your trajectory, is going to be an e-portfolio. So school media, public, general, MSITD, you're going to produce a portfolio in your final. So if you're going through program general or public concentration, that course is going to be list 698. If you're school media, that final course is going to be 693. If you're MSITD, that final course will be 677. Do not fear the capstone. Work with your advisor is your ally in the capstone process. I'm the instructor for 698. So if you don't see me in any of the other core classes, general folks, I'm waiting for you at the end. But it's my job to help you cross the finish line in that course. So this is another opportunity for me to underscore the importance of communication while you're in the program. Email us, reach out to us. I'm using the royal we. Your advisor, myself, we are here to help when it comes to the capstone. You do not fear it. You'll be conquered when the time comes. Any questions at this point about the capstone experience? That's it for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, one more mentee. One more mentee. Get out the phones again. What kind of student are you? Yeah, again.
Let's do it, procrastination.
To me, one of the things I took away from my master's degree was there are two great forms of motivation in this world: inspiration and desperation. Some people are inspired to mold clay or paint. And then the rest of us procrastinate until we're desperate enough and deadlines are due. I personally, my point of desperation as a student usually hit 3 to 5 days before a due date. It has to be done. Others, I had a friend in law school that could wake up at 6 in the morning and hammer out a paper and turn it in at 8. That wasn't me.
Not me. Got a good mix here. Make sure we're communicating with those that, wait, there's an assignment?
Now, those of you that work ahead, I will just speak personally as my philosophy as an instructor. You can turn in things as early as you want. I'm not going to get to them until after the deadline. So
Great, all of them at one time.
yes,
So
one go.
you're on the clock with the slow people.
I'm not discouraging folks in my classes for working ahead. Just understand the contract that we entered in is I grade after the deadline.
Also pay attention to when the content's shared. Don't try to turn in a project before we've covered the content. I've had people try to do that. I'm like, well, did you need me?
All right, is it time to get off the hook?
I think so. I think we got a good mix this semester. You. Passing the gauntlet.
Hello, good, are we still in morning? Yes, good morning. I am Nicole Shanley. I am a clinical assistant professor and the program coordinator for the Instructional Technology and Design program. I'm also most likely your advisor if you fall within either the certificate program or licensure only or the master's. A little about me, I got my start in K-12. I worked in really 3rd and 4th grade for about 10 years before moving into educational technology, where I took on roles as online learning specialist and instructional designers. My research focuses on really high quality, equity-based online instruction. And you will see me in almost all of the instructional design courses, except E2, our main instructional design course, our e-learning design, and the capstone. So I will be around and our paths will cross many times. Nice to meet you, see some new faces and some familiar faces.
Morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Hamid Nadir. I am an assistant professor in Instructional Design and Technology program. This is my 5th year. I can't believe it. So I teach mainly instructional design and technology courses. Right now, I'm teaching mainly game design and AI courses. So, and we know that AI is everywhere, in libraries, in corporate, school, everywhere. So think this is our time to have a discussion on AI and how we like to see responsible AI in our sectors. So if you're interested, check out 695 that I'm teaching this semester. About me, I have a degree in instructional system technology, but I was a trained classroom teacher. I taught math and science in middle and high school. My primary research focuses on STEM education and technology in education. So welcome everyone. If you haven't decided which concentration to go, I highly encourage you to check out instructional technology and design programs because it can take you further.
Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Dr. Professor. Mainly teaching at undergrad level, but we will be together in several courses maybe. And this semester I'm teaching web design user experience course. If you are taking this one, you'll meet on Monday. And my background is in law enforcement, a little bit IT, then teaching last 12 years. This is my lovely daughter. And that's it. Thank you. Welcome.
Dr. Lofka, could you also introduce that for us?
Okay, Dr. Fraser.
This is such a good opportunity.
Yeah. He's a great person. Okay. Dr. Fraser is the program director of the undergraduate program, Bachelor of Science in Information Science. And time to time, he might be teaching at graduate level courses. Dr. Fraser is a very different person. Also, there are lots of stuff that he is telling me that I never met. And you might meet with him at the third level of School of Education. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Not to throw you under the bus there.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Rukaya. I am a clinical assistant professor in the Information Science Department. My background is in computer science. I have my BSc, bachelor's, and PhD all in computer science. I mainly teach undergraduate classes that has to do with programming, information, data extraction, data literacy. And my research area is mainly about machine learning, ensemble learning, and trying to create some disease prediction systems. Before UNCG, I joined UNCG last year. I was teaching here at TMSA High School, and I'm glad I'm at UNCG right now because it's a great place to be. And I hope you enjoy UNCG also, and welcome. Congratulations for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am not Caitlin, but I'm excited to introduce you to her. She is our marketing and recruitment specialist. So she is responsible for our social media presence and helping us plan events. We will have quite a few events throughout the year. You will hear us talk about Cora Paul. That will happen after, I think it's usually April-ish. And we have some wonderful guest speakers. We would love everyone to come. Not only, let's talk to you for just a moment, not only our current students, but also our alumni. So we have that as an alumni opportunity as well. So we will have lunch, some really great speakers. Most of the time, we also have a panel after lunch. So we've had features on everything from AI to accessibility. Some really interesting folks have come to speak with us. So you may see or hear information on our social media. We want to hear great things coming from our students. So if you get a grant, if you have been a part of anything that we can share out, we would love to do so. We have students and alumni now who are pretty
vocal influencers on TikTok and other spaces. And they're also, we feature them and what they're doing. So we want to see if we can just be a good connector with all of our students in all areas. We have social media presence in all of the areas that you see here and specific to concentrations potentially. So you'll see us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, all of these different areas. And on the Padlet that I shared with you earlier, you will be able to access all of these and follow if that's something that you're interested in and you are a social media person yourself. The other thing that Caitlin manages is our jobs board. And this is also linked on that Padlet. But our jobs board is where she posts positions and internships from all different areas. So if you're instructional design area, we have those posted. If you are school library, we don't post a lot of those because they go pretty quickly. But if you're academic library, public library, Dr. Post's archives, I look at him, I think of that every time. We have those areas that you can search by. And you can also get alerts. So once you've gone there the first time, you can say, hey, I'd like a reminder once a month. What's the updated class or updated job postings? So she does a very good job of keeping all of those updated. So you see the URL at the bottom there. But again, that is linked in the Padlet that we shared at the beginning. So we wouldn't have to put so many links in there. Last piece is we just want to make sure that you are aware before we break up into our groups. We are going to communicate with you via your UNCG email. Some people do not want to put that on their mobile device. They just want to check it when they want to do that. That's fine. It's up to you. But please make sure that you are connected with that and you are checking it regularly. That is how we are going to communicate. So if you ghost us, and I mean that in the most respectful way I can, it happens. We're going to reach out to that. We're going to try to help you before that WF happens that Dr. DePaul was talking about. But if you're not checking that email, you may miss it. You may miss a job opportunity or an internship that's coming through. You may also, miss an opportunity that you could join in and get involved. So please, please make sure you're checking that. Maybe emails from your professors, could be from the department, and it could be just really great opportunities that you're going to miss. So please make sure that you do that. Also, as Dr. DePaul said earlier, communicate with us as soon as possible. If you're having a problem, don't wait until it's over and 2 weeks later that you're behind. Talk to us early. If you've had a death in the family and you can't communicate, you can't be at class, talk with us. Let us know. We can support you in any way possible the earlier we know. But if it's after the fact, our hands are tied. So just please communicate with us. We've had people that unfortunate things have happened to that we want to be able to support and we can't because we just didn't know ahead of time. So please make sure you're doing that. We also have a handbook that is located online that you can access to get information that we've talked about today. And talk to your advisor about planning your schedules. Meet with them, discuss it with them. If you're working with them via email, we have some links, as I think Dr. Rice talked to you earlier about, on our website. If you're interested in academic libraries, I keep looking at you, that you can expand and see what courses we have that just focus on academic libraries or are really quality courses for them. But you don't know where it is, you're not going to know what to do. So we want to make sure you're taking the classes that will really help you the most in the area you're wanting to succeed in, okay? And then last, if you have any questions, you've met all of these people today. Greg is he's the one in the main office up there. You're going to get lots of emails from him. I'm just going to let you know. But his information is up on the screen. If you have questions that he can help you with, he can at least get you to the right person. Dr. O'Connor, who unfortunately was not able to be with us here today, but she is the chair of our department. Myself, as anything school library or licensure, 076-077. general program, and anything that the graduate program director would be able to answer. You have Dr. DePaul, you've met her, and Dr. Shanley for anything that is instructional design. So all of these are in the Padlet that we shared earlier, okay? And finally, those resources. They're linked there. Someone asked earlier, we will also put the PowerPoint from today there if you want to actually go through that. That will also be linked. Now, last thing for today, I believe, we've got our breakouts, okay.
You stopped the last one.
Sorry?
I think you did the last one.
I think we skipped it. Yeah. All right, so all of our faculty, they are all going to lead to rooms, or they where they're headed to today. But those of you who are in person, we have a few rooms. If you exit this door, into the hall, they're on that far hallway. We're going to break into 4 different sessions to be able to answer questions. Okay, so we'll take, for our online rooms, we have a document for you. You can use the QR code on your screen, or I think Nicole will put those into the chat. But we have 4 different spaces. General program, Dr. DePaul will meet you in room 110. If you're public library concentration, Dr. Lindster is not here, so Faith, can you and Kaylee meet those folks in room 108? So you will have to log in into that Padlet. And then the SLMC, School Library Team, will be in room 106. And if you're instructional design, we'll see you in room 104. And if you don't mind clicking on that Padlet for me. Those of you who are online, if you're in here, you can go ahead and I'll just talk to our online folks for just a minute. Online, you will see that the Padlet that she has shared in the chat feature has all of those different rooms. The rooms are at the bottom. So give our faculty just a few moments to get in there, get everything logged in. And then you'll be talking with people just in your concentration. Make sure to ask them questions about the capstone. This is a good place to be able to do that. Okay? If you have any questions, this is the opportunity that you'll get to be in small groups. You'll get to introduce yourself, and you'll get to talk through any questions you might have.